How's it going, everybody? This is That Brown Bat here again for another tutorial on how to make a tiny city. This doesn't look tiny. Trust me, it is compared to everything else that I've made. Plus, I show you how to hook it up to a theme transformer and day-night cycle. It's a Christmas gingerbread town with Arendelle Castle up at the top. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, first things first, let us pick either Frozen Flourish or Echo Base. And today I'm going to use Echo Base, and we're going to go to our terrain, and we're going to get some let's start with the small terrain blocks. If we don't like them, we can change it, of course, and just put down 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. You can get crazy if you want to put 4 or 5, but you know, time or a space is always a factor here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make things small for this particular one, because we're going to essentially build like Gingerbread Town for Christmas. And no, this is not my holiday special. You will see some of this in my holiday special, but this is not my holiday special. This might even look better than my holiday special. But this is a concept a while back I was talking about, showing you how I made my tiny towns or tiny areas, and then I got caught up into building something else. Castlevania, and I was really excited about that, and it took a long time. So anyway, you don't have to use the large cliffs, but I am going to use them like this. And of course, you're playing on console, you don't have access to moving the VXL files. However, you might, there might be a way to mod consoles. That frog has actually been posting stuff for a long time on console modding. I don't know if there's tutorials. I'm sure if you ask her nicely, she would tell you what she knows. I don't know if it's limited to Xbox or Switch, but I also know she had a video where she posted using animal, playing around as the 4-legged animals, and so she can do all that. I can play around as 4-legged animals. It's kind of funny. It's like they don't move. so you don't want me to do a tutorial on that. But anyway, that's that. But if anybody's like, can you mod consoles? Go subscribe to her channel and ask her. Because I don't know how to do it. And I'll tell you this, and if you can think it can be done. I don't care what it is. If you can think it can be done. I mean, yeah. So anyway, so you see what I did. I just went up. You can go as far as you want, well, within the limits of the memory. And this is not going to suck memory out just doing this. What it will do, though, is give you the illusion that your town is super huge. So if we go up one more, it might make a little bit better, a little more, illusion that, come on, terrain, illusion of bigness. Oh, by the way, what I was saying is the mod is the VXL files are removed, and it doesn't work for all toys, but hey, you don't have to use the trick for everything, So I'm going to you don't have to use any of the replayer tricks for everything is what I'm getting at. But we still have to use the replayer tricks, nonetheless. All right, so we're going to use the Arendelle house number 2. They're in building sets group 7 unfiltered. All right. And I'm going to go like this. Okay. Not going to stick them back in there. I'm going to put them right like that. And like that. And I'm actually going to put a path or 2 on each level in between, and see how it lines right nicely. But I should have had my replayer going. So now I have to do that all again, but that's fine because I also want some of these rotated, because you don't want all the chimneys going the same direction. That'd be just monotonous, isn't it? You can change every other one, some of them sporadically, doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna look except you. Nobody's gonna pay attention except the creator, is what I'm getting at. So I'm gonna hit stop right there. And then also under building sets group 7, I'm just gonna implement the same things that I did in the last episode. However, I'm just gonna do, well, I'm not gonna do the same for everything. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, but I'm not gonna get like, oh, I'm gonna have 5 different varieties. No, probably 2 or 3. All I want you to see is the end result and how it'll look like some kind of weird elf village or something like that. Santa's workshop. All right, so building set group 4, cobblestone paths. All right, again, they're just gonna go right up here unless you want to take the time and get them to set on there. I'm not concerned about that. But I want all these to connect like that. And then also under group 4, we have the Fantasyland stairs. Now, if I was using bigger buildings, I would do this a little bit different way. Actually, bigger buildings, I would have these come up. So the idea is to have the roof only peek over here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up on a camera and have it either 2D or angled. And that's your preference, however you want to do it. But I just want to let you know that's my idea. Now, the other thing is we have a gap in here. Now, this is going to make some people upset. But if you're getting upset over this, put the game down and do something productive. Don't get upset over a game. So, under terrain, we got these large cliff ledges. All right. We want to fill the gaps in here. See the gap? We don't want to fall behind there. So, of course, on a console, you can't just like stick these in there like that. You actually would use the replayer, and we already have those on the replayer. So what I would suggest is to use 2 different ones. Once you clear the houses out, apparently that one's not on a replayer. Once you clear the houses out, then use the other one to set those in place. And if they don't fall into place, then just use the trick with the trigger area. And then when you replay them over there. So that's what I would do. I cut corners a lot because, look, when you build everything all the time, and, you know, you want to cut corners. You don't want to overlap the, you don't want to hurt the stairs, and you don't want Z fighting. So you might have a gap, and that's fine. Now when you get to the end, you can either use the medium cliff ledge or the small cliff ledge just to cap that off. And of course, it'd be a lot of pain and struggling. I know it's a time consumer for consoles. But hey, when you want to build something on a console, you got to be diligent, right? So you'd have to orchestrate the replayers and getting these moved out of the way so you can get those stuck down in there. I know I did it for years. It's not fun, but the end result is what you want. So like right now you're like, yeah, it looks like crap. But let me tell you, the end result, you're gonna be happy. So the second one, I'm gonna bring all these houses down. Again, with the VXL file is removed, you can just go right inside or right through the whatever. Not all of them, but at least those terrain pieces. I don't know why. I don't know why one and not the other, but it is what it is. All right, so if I hit clear on this, play back, will the houses play over them, or do I have to use some help? So some of them I'll need help. Get that one, that one. Oh, just put it right in the middle, right like that. All right, hit play again. There we go. And I can get rid of the trigger areas. Okay. And another thing I want to do is I'm going to go to decorations, and I'm going to pick something that it's going to look okay for actually, let's bring that right up against that. For I'm trying to think what that's called. Trees. We want a gap there. How about we do this? Have you ever seen my trick on doing this? What you do, you have to set the theme to whatever. You just can't leave it at default. Set it down. Okay? I usually set 2 down. Now you undo. All right, this makes this, there's still collision there, but guess what? Once you put it in place, I'm gonna try doing something like this. All right, once you put it in place, you can just toggle the arrows and it's there. All right, then I'm going to set the other one there. Now, this next one that I'm going to set there actually fits, but the other one didn't. And you can see it's a red block. I can actually walk through this. Some of y'all already know this, but not everybody. All right. So if I saved it and reloaded it, that's going to be gone. So the way around that is to take this, theme all. You have to theme all because you can't grab a hold of the other one right now. All right. Now the collision's back, but if I saved it and reloaded it, it'll be gone. So you have to do one more thing. If you don't do this, it's not going to work. Individually go to it and set the theme, or theme it, I should say. Don't do theme all 2 times in a row because you'll end up messing things up. Now, once you have different decorations in your toy box, it's gonna be it'll become a hassle. Watch my, I think it was my Millennium Falcon Let's build from 2015 or 16, and I went through all that headache. But again, the end result, at least it got me on TV or the website, their show that they used to have. All right, so I'm gonna just have the sidewalk come out to here, and what I want to do is, oh, not terrain. I'm just gonna put another tree there, and that will be terrain 4. And I'm just gonna, I like these ones. And one of the things I could also do, get rid of that. I could have left it there too. Now, some of these, change them to something smaller, and you might get a perfect fit, and you don't have to mess with the any of the tricks. So, food for thought. 1,000 different ways you can do these. All right, so now, yeah, big deal. It looks messed up. Well, I'm going to put some trees in over here, and then I'm going to do the same thing for up top. Alright, which, should I save those? I'm going to delete these, probably against my better judgment, but... Alright, so next thing, take these stairs, and I don't want them halvesies, because I want things to be lined up, but the other thing is, I don't want these to be perfectly lined up with the previous stairs. So when I say I don't want them halvesies, I want them to all, if I were going to stack them together, I want them to be evenly able to be stacked accordingly to the blocks. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So an even integer. So I'll have 2 stairs going that way. You know what? Let's be funny. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put another staircase there. All right, let's get the replayers. 1, 2. Hit record. And first and foremost, we'll get our houses. Butt it up against the staircase. Uh-oh, what do we do now? We have a space there. Well, we'll figure it out. You're a genius. No, I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm saying you're smart. You can figure something out, right? Maybe maybe you want to do something like this. It is, I would say it's always good to have something butt up against the stairs in a build like this. So maybe you want to put a retaining wall. Maybe some snow, right? Maybe you want to do that. It is quite up to you. Maybe you want to put a ramp there. You know? Let's see, terrain. Slopes and ramps. Now, I'm not a fan of going to the slopes and ramps all the time because sometimes it's not easy to find what you want, even though they're all there. All right, and I don't like it. All right, so I'm not going to do that. So it's just something. If you like it, go ahead. So what I'm going to do, and keep in mind the replayer is still going. I'm just going to butt the houses up against that and find out or figure out what I'm going to do in there. I'll probably put a tree or something in there, right? Same thing with right here. So again, hit stop and find the candy, gingerbread stuff. Can we have one stick out further? Sure, why not? Why not have a couple of them stick out further? So there's still some variation here. What happens if you put this one in there? It kind of sort of, well, it gives it a roof. You know what? If I don't like it, it can stay there. All right, so I got those lined up. I'm going to hit clear. Make sure all the houses are gone. Hit record again and bring all these down. Just lining those up and I'll delete them. I'll delete the top row. I just think that it saved me like 2 seconds, so that's all. Hit clear. Hit playback. No. Hit playback. Hey. If I do it that way, then I don't need the trigger areas. Yeah, that looks like... It looks weird. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to hit record on that and delete it. Alright, so I'm just going to fill all the stuff in with sidewalk and trees, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of this, so I'll be back, and you'll see the fruit of our endeavor. Okay, I had to stick Arendelle Castle up there. It makes it look more important, putting a castle at the top, or a church, or a cathedral or something. When you back it out, it's like, oh my goodness. Now, if you know, before you have that, it just looks, you know, blah. But you put something up there that goes up to a point, a mountain or something like that. And now, you see what it does. All right. So finishing touches. One of the things I want to point out, console. I said, well, I can't grab a hold of it if I have the VXL files removed. Those cliff ledges. Alternatively, what you can do is this. And I wasn't thinking about this before, but I thought of it afterwards. Is get your trigger areas and get your long, tiny, thin terrain block, and with the theme that you want it, and it'll just go in nicely, fit in there. And if you have to use the smaller ones, use the smaller ones. Another thing you can do, regardless if you're playing on the console or the PC version, is get your trigger area in there, and then go. It's under Lone Ranger. So if you go to Toy Origin and find the Lone Ranger set, and get the lantern poles. All right. Now it's up to you how far in that you want these. You want them to merge in with the house, but nevertheless, you're going to need this to go over the sidewalk, the cobblestone sidewalk. So you can put that in there like that, or you can stick it out like that. Up to you. Different buildings allow you to get it to work differently. Like if you use cottage, it works a little bit better sticking it into it. But because of these houses are curved, you might not want it to go inside like that. So like that. So what's like that? So anyway, what's the difference? The difference is between these lights and these lights. These lights actually light up in the dark. So, of course, it probably takes a little bit more memory space, but a town like this looks huge, but it's not. Now, if you're going to build 1,000 of these, like if I wanted to go north, south, east, and west, okay, now we're talking probably memory hog. But this is not going to hog a lot of memory. So let me put some more lights in here. We're going to set up a day and night cycle. I'll show you how to do that. And since it's snow, there's something else that we're going to do, because we have two variants of snow, and we're going to make use of both of them. Okay, so let's go to our game maker. Let's get a sky changer. All right, actually go down to game maker. Down 1, 2, 3. Get 2 timers. Find the theme transformer. And I think that's it. Now, if you want to use the Arendelle Sky, then put that on your base, or if you're using on it's really not an online version. The PC version is, I don't have to have internet connectivity to play this. So if anybody's ever wondering about that, with a lot of the games on Steam, you can turn the internet off after you purchase it and download it. It's geared for that. It might not be like as easy as turning on a console, but once you know how to do it, I mean, pretty much everybody that has Steam knows how to do that. But if you're looking into it, don't worry about that. The only thing you need the internet for is it backs up your cloud storage, which is your save files. That's it. And it does a pretty good job of that. I've had one instance, and that was years ago, where it messed it up, but I was able to fix it because it made a separate file and renamed it. Anyway, find my skies. Oh, try that again. It's under Disney. Just go here. All right. Now, of course, you're going to notice automatically it turns to that. So what I'm going to do, I need something else too. I need a start device. And for my start devices, I personally use the power switch. That's what I use. Other people use other things, but I use the power switch as my main. So new logic connection on. I'm going to start this timer. So when I say start, all right. So new logic connection. When that starts, we're going to start on daytime. And for daytime, we're going to use chill in the air. All right. New logic connection expired. It's going to start the second one. All right. So let's say start. All right. So go to the next one, the second one, right? New logic connection. When that started, and we're going to change the sky to nighttime. And what we're using for nighttime is Synderome's Sinister Takeover Sky. Okay. Now, the second one, new logic connection, timer expired on that one. Go to the other one, so it's going to be in a loop. And that's going to start that one. It's going to go round and round and round until we turn this off. So what we're going to do, new logic connection off, go to the first one and hit reset. New logic connection off, reset. Okay. Now, new logic connection started on this one. Go to the theme transformer, and we want world theme. And we're gonna, for daytime, we're gonna use Hoth. So terrain. Where is it? I swear it was up near the top. Nope. Echo base down to the bottom. And then go to the second one. New logic connection started. Theme transformer. World theme. And we want terrain again. And we want frozen flourish. Okay. We should be good to go. One of the things you might not know. All right, so here's the start plate. You can do this. You can get trigger area. And you can put that where you want it. So I want it in a little bit more. So let me move this in. So I'm actually going to start in between the trees. No, I'm not. I'm going to start right there. Which means I'm going to have to move this again. Figures. Grab the wrong one. Which means this is probably going to... Yep. I got to fix the trees now. Change the trees back. It's good when they're all the same theme, right? All right, so I'm going to start there. And another thing I like to do is get a checkpoint. Really don't need one, but it's one of those things I always do. So I got to get on foot here. So first things first, I'm going to go to properties on the checkpoint and hide it. Get on foot here before I move everything into place. Over here, go to the properties and turn that off so you can't see it unless your wand's out. And let me get something to start this whole toy box. Make this small. New logic connection exited player 1. And I'm going to set checkpoint for all. So I'm going to set that here. Put another one down because I want this to go on top of that. And I can delete that. Go over to this again. New logic connection exited player 1. And go to the start button. On. Now let's hide these. Well, first let's test it. Oh, before we do that, we don't want to sit here and wait 10 minutes. So go to properties, target time. You don't want it too low. It'll mess up the sky changer. So I'm going to say 60 seconds, visible display off. That's all I'm going to change on that. And the second one, same thing. Properties, 60 seconds, visible display off. And just bring those down. We're not going to see it. Hopefully I didn't get those out of order. So I want left to right. 1, 2. Get that out of the way. Now, take your pick. I'm going to do this 2 ways. And I want you to tell me in the comments what you prefer. Because sometimes I like side scroll and sometimes I like the angle. So take your pick. But let me know. I'm curious to know what you think. So Game Maker up 3. So I'm going to get a side step camera. I'm going to get an angled camera. So let me see if I can get an autosave first. Now some of y'all just might like this. I don't like it because you go into tight spots and I don't know, camera angles. I don't know. it's fine, but I don't have to worry about it when I do this. So set the properties on the side scroller and glow through off. Use camera to set zoom distance off. Zoom distance, now it depends on how big the buildings are. So for this instance, I'm going to go 15 and try that, and vertical offset 3. And, oh, one more thing. Properties. Player viewport, player 1. There is a reason behind that, and that has to do with if you're switching back and forth between cameras, you won't get a warning message saying that player needs to be connected or camera needs to be connected to triggering actor or something like that. I found that out in accident. So camera type, leave it alone. Entrance, leave it alone. Player viewport, player 1. Turn that off. Zoom distance. For this one, I'm going to go 40 because I want to see the town. So I'm going to be really small. Now you can toggle that. I wouldn't go below 35. Rotation on. I want to rotate it. Zoom to vertical offset. I think 3 on that. All right. So what I'm going to do. Do logic connection on. I'm going to do the side scroll. All right. And we're going to try that first. All right. I'm going to save it. Yeah. See, just because I got in the way of that, it just messes the camera up. And I really don't like that. All right. So let's get on our starting point here. I know we have background stuff, but now we can zoom out a little bit more. We're at 15. We can get it a little bit better. The character will be a little bit smaller. But now if you could tilt it back and forth, rock it, however you want to say it, it'd be a lot better. But you can't. And I don't like that doing what it's doing. And so we're going to change the settings here. So once you get to it's fine going up the mountain. See now, here we got the transition of, now it's nighttime. And it changed the terrain. And now the reason I wanted to do that is because it looks better at nighttime. It really sparkles. The frozen flourish. The trees and everything do at nighttime. But with the regular frozen Skydome, it doesn't do it as much. So I'm going down and I can't see where I'm going. I mean, follow the sidewalk, but it can be annoying. So I'm going to change the settings on the side scroller just a little bit. Properties, zoom distance, I'm going to say 17 and vertical offset 4. How about 18? Yeah, so that gets right in your face and there's nothing you can do about it. And I think that bothers some people. But we're just going to climb the hill. Yeah, I don't like how they didn't put the proper collision on that to walk up it, but whatever. You have a jump button, I guess. All right, so that's pretty much the best we're going to get. I think. You can adjust it a little bit more and tweak it, but it's not going to get much better than that. See how the lights pop? The Lone Ranger lights. Alright, so one more test, and that's the angled camera. So let me know what you think in the comments below. So I'm going to disconnect that. Little Logic connection on, and connect this one. Activate. All right. So let's go up here. Oh, I didn't remove the glow. I don't like that. If it was a different color, maybe, but it's green. Properties. Glow through off. Did I turn the other thing off? On, okay. 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 Let's try 39. 4? Let's try 4. We'll probably do vertical offset of 5. Get away with it. And that notification, if you put it in game mode or test mode, you won't get that notification every time you activate the camera, by the way. And if it looks a little bit shaky when I'm walking on the sidewalk, that's because they decided to put too much collision on the sidewalks. They could have just made them flat, like they did with everything else, but so that's why if it looks like the camera shakes a little bit, it's because of that. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is what I like. And the reason being, once I get to the top and I want to come back down, yeah, I'm going to get rid of these two, I think. You can just spin the camera. And as long as you don't have a hair trigger thumb where you just keep rotating it when you're moving, like I do sometimes, and I apologize for that if that's ever bothered anybody. It bothers me when I'm editing it. But anyway, that's building a tiered city on a hill and making it look big and keeping it small. And you can do that with forests and pretty much anything. So, I hope you like it. And till next time, remember, keep on building.